Hello and welcome to Test Your Might, episode number 102, the premier video game debate show on the intrawebs. It is the second episode of the year, and we have a very interesting episode. The Shenanimen taking over. No guest in sights. Cicero.
No guest needed.
No guest needed. Cicero, how you doing?
Needed.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Duck. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Yeah. Are you ready to catch these hands?
I'm always, I got for the new year, I got a smoke detector, and I got a smoke mask. What do they call those things? A gas mask.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, just in case I bring the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can get through all that smoke. Happy New Year to everybody in the Test Your Might community. Happy New Year, What the Fun family.
Yes, definitely. We've got a lot.
Say Happy New Year to your mother for me.
I did.
All right. All right.
Post tense or past tense.
Right.
Post tense. I don't know. Something's happening today. The Shenanimen are taking over.
Absolutely.
Today we'll be discussing a few things. One, finally, we got word the Xbox is going to have a developer direct later this month, coming up soon.
Yes.
Like next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Next Thursday, I think. Dead Space movie. Technically, kind of, maybe, could be happening. And The Last of Us Season 1 premiere on HBO Max over there, doing some amazing things. If you are listening to us on YouTube or a podcatcher, make sure you leave us a review if you haven't already. It takes 2 seconds of your time, and it really does help us out in the algorithms. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bells, or just keep watching us. If you like what you see, we're around, and we release a lot of stuff. And as goes that, we did release a new episode of our Why So Serious? Best of Batman season episode show series that we're having. And this one was done on The Mask of Phantasm. And that's with Mike and Joe. They did a review that I missed out on it, unfortunately. But it should be up on YouTube.
Excuse me, hold on. Allow me to push up my glasses as I tell you that's called Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, I am so apologetic about that. Man. Sorry about that, Cicero. Mask of the Phantasm. One of the animated first movies that came out after the animated show. So, yeah, that's up there. Go check it out if you haven't already. It is an interesting watch. And on to what have we been playing? Cicero, it's been a while. Is what we said on the first episode. What have you been playing?
You know what? Not a lot. I've been spending a lot of time telling my mother Happy New Year's from the rest of you guys. Oh. So I've been playing a lot of adulting. And when I'm not playing adulting, I have been playing Marvel Snap because that was the closest thing to a console I had available to me at those particular times. Just some Marvel Snap. We're in the latest season, and I'm doing just okay. Ain't great,
Having some struggles.
A hard C is what I would probably say. I'm doing a hard C. But hey, that game's great though. I mean, it is perfect for what it's supposed to be.
I agree with you completely. That's it? Just a Marvel Snap and adulting? The real-life simulator?
Yeah, the real-life simulator.
All right.
Real-life simulator. Sometimes I really even can't turn it off. That's how compelling it is.
Yeah, it's a hard to put down game for sure.
Yeah,
Even though sometimes you want to.
Yeah, you want to a lot.
Other than the real-life simulator, I've also been playing Marvel Snap and enjoying it. I wouldn't give myself a C or a hard C. I'd probably give myself a B minus. It is pretty difficult. When you get your collection level up so high, you get matched against some people that are just sweaty, very sweaty, and it's very difficult to come back from, even if you have great decks. So I'm just constantly. You can build up to 20 decks in the game. I've got all 20 slots filled with all kinds of different stuff, and I just go in different matches, picking a deck, hoping that something sticks on the wall. It's fun.
I'm building decks based on the season,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually really haven't built a deck for this season yet.
The Zabu one with the threes
Yeah, the
or the
Zabu,
fours.
the Zabu season. So
See, I do something a little different than that. I do build a deck around the card that's released, but also I build a counter deck because I know a lot of people are going to be playing that deck, and I'm looking for something that will just be like, oh well, I just shut your whole entire. There's more people that bought the deck and are using it than people that did not. So.
oh yeah, no. I'm not playing the card from the season, so I'm not playing Zabu.
Okay.
And I almost never do that, right? I never add that card to the deck for the season, but there is like a meta for the for all of the like missions that you have, and so I'm building decks for that meta.
Okay.
And so like they want you to win and score 40 points cumulatively. So I'm building decks that will allow me to score a lot of points, or doing I've got ongoing challenges, so I'm building decks that will allow me to have more ongoing cards or something.
That makes sense.
And
Just adding up those points.
So I'm trying to build winning decks that way. And it can be very difficult to do that, but for a purpose.
Mine is definitely a grind because once you get those sweats, they don't want to give up their cubes a lot. Even one cube is precious gold to a lot of people. So you'll get a lot of people escaping and retreating out of matches before you even show that you are going to win. People are just like very scared. They're on edge. They want to get out of there. So it gets very sweaty later on. It's fun still. I'm enjoying it. Other than that, I've been playing a game called Star Sand. I don't know if you saw this. It released on Xbox. It is a survival game set in an open desert. You are basically a marathon runner that got stranded in a sandstorm, and then find shelter in a building, wake up, and it doesn't seem like you're in the same place. You're still in the desert, and you're in a building. But it is a mix of Dune and Starship Troopers. But it is survival. For hardcore survivalists, you have to worry about heat and cold and drinking and food, while also fending yourself off against giant centipede sand dune monsters. In glory. You find pyramids and cool stuff, but it's okay. It's an okay survival game. Also, Game Pass added Stranded Deep, which I've played previously. Yes. I gave that a try as well. That is Pacific Ocean Survivor Simulator with sharks. So yeah, that's fun.
Yes. That's the one where you have to build your rafts, yeah?
Yeah, you build a raft and then you travel, collect coconuts and all kinds of things. It's pretty intense, and that's multiplayer. Star Sand is not, unfortunately. I did something crazy. I'm going to catch you off guard here.
Uh-oh.
I was online late at night one night. I saw our fellow...
It's a family
host,
show.
It's
a family show.
Yeah. Our fellow host of Test Your Might, our old school host of Test Your Might, Joe, was online Xbox late at night. Mm-hmm. And what I did, you'll never believe.
Oh, no.
I hopped in his party and played games of Apex with him. Randomly and surprised him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, were you in his game or were you on his squad?
I joined in his squad without him knowing that I was going to do it. I was at work earlier and I was like, if Joe's on tonight, you know what? I'm going to reinstall Apex through my phone, so it's doing it while I'm at work. And I get home and guess who's online? So I hop in and we catch a few dubs. It's like riding a bike. It was riding a bike for me. I was so good. Comms were great. It was just like old times. Apex was one of my favorites. So it was fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And the Wayback Machine.
That was way back, yeah. Back when it was one of my most expensive games. Probably still is. Other than that, played a little bit of Minecraft with my kiddo. Started a new world for the new year, which we build up over the entire year and grow. Kind of start from scratch. And she was like, "Can we do creative?" And I said, "Nope. You are 5.5 years old. We are going into survival, and you are going to do it." She's better than me. I don't understand. She just wanted to.
Oh wow.
But she knows things about that game that I have no idea. She plays it too much or something. But that's what I've been playing. A little bit of a list, a little bit of a drag, but lots of fun involved. All right, over to
I like it.
Our namesake. Are you ready?
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't have a list.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, mom's lasagna over there.
All right.
All right, test your might. The namesake for all the fans. Since there are only 2 contenders today, 2 co-hosts, 2 shenanigans, you guys get to decide who wins each argument, or if you had your own ideas, throw them in there. But nonetheless, if one of us wins the majority of the debates, they get a point for the season. So it is up to you to decide who gets the point for this episode. And we add those up at the end of the year for a Test Your Mighty award.
Uh-oh.
So yeah. On to the first debate. You ready?
Yeah,
I'll let you go first since you are the newcomer this year so far.
Oh.
Which Bethesda unreleased title will be better and why? Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5?
I am going to 2023 is the year of grace. I'm going to be gracious and defer to you, my friend. I will allow you to pick first.
Ooh. You want me to debate first as well, or do you want me to just pick?
You can pick and debate. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna go with Elder Scrolls 6. I'm gonna have to. It should be the next one coming out, for sure, after we get Starfield.
Right.
I think that they have learned from their mistakes with bugs. Bethesda has learned, and I think that Elder Scrolls 6 will be after Starfield, of course, but one of the first Elder Scrolls that will run and perform to excellence. And that's how I'll end my first part. Go ahead, Cicero.
Okay. Well, Fallout 5 will be better. And actually, Justin, thank you very much for making my argument for me. Mm-hmm. Fallout 5 will be better, obviously, because it will come out after Elder Scrolls 6. Therefore, giving Bethesda the time to learn from the mistakes that they made in Fallout 6 to make sure that they made in Elder Scrolls 6 to make sure that Fallout 5 is the best that it could possibly be. And it will be if Elder Scrolls 6 has very few bugs, Fallout 5 will have even fewer.
I say nay to your argument. I say nay.
Okay.
I feel that personally, even if we were to take it as these games being perfectly bug-free and perfectly running to excellence, the fan base for Elder Scrolls 6, for Elder Scrolls in general, is much larger than Fallout. And this has been a long-going debate through all of Bethesda's lifetime.
Right.
And fight on either side. But I know for a fact that the nitty-gritty medieval combat, the magic, trumps the gunplay. And I feel like the only thing you can do is if Fallout 6 is a New Vegas clone. Because New Vegas was one of their greatest... New Vegas clone. Because that was one of their greatest Fallout games. And they're not going back to that. They're going to make something new, sure. But I have dragons. Cicero.
Yeah.
Dragons.
That is bully for you. Bully for you with your dragons. What I have is an underworld city. An underground city. Right? And not only is it just one underground city, but a connection, a metropolis that will allow you to travel between different cities, both above ground and underground. And these are the things that, like, the level of depth that you'll have both literally and figuratively in Fallout 5 is going to be something that people couldn't have imagined unless they, of course, were me. And will present players, Bethesda players, and video game players all across the world with things that they never thought even possible in a Fallout or an RPG game.
I'm ready to go one more. How are you ever going to get over that green hue that is significantly drawn towards Fallout games? This green hue over the screen, this nitty-gritty dark color that is almost melded in with all of the environment, when Elder Scrolls is a beautiful masterpiece of lights and darks. You get to go above ground on mountains, fly on dragons potentially, and also get into those nitty-gritty caves and dark dwellings underground.
Right.
And there's none of that green hue. You get the beauty of the 4G or 8G, 8K look. And you don't have that green undertone throughout the entire game. I feel like visually it will be a masterpiece. Even if it is buggy, even if yours is buggy, visually, I think Elder Scrolls 6 will look way better than Fallout 5.
Well, you know what? You're right, Justin. And I've got to give that point to you that Elder Scrolls 6 will look way better than Fallout 5 at being an Elder Scrolls game. But if you think that Elder Scrolls 6 will look better than Fallout 5, then that's crazy. You know why that's crazy? Because, again, like I said, Fallout 5 comes out after, like you said, Fallout 5 comes out after Elder Scrolls 6. It's not going to look worse. The aesthetic is the aesthetic, but I'm sure that they are going to do things with that aesthetic that make it look less monochromatic as you're trying to describe it. There is still color. There will be color in the post-apocalyptic future. Just because there's color in your romanticized, fantastic fantasy past, do not take the color away from our probable post-apocalyptic future. Fallout 5. You heard it here first.
All right, on to our next one. Remember, people, listeners, viewers, down below, let us know who won that one, and do that for the following two as well. This is the second debate topic. John Carpenter, one of the greatest horror movie directors of all time, might have teased a Dead Space movie in the works. Pick a game with horror elements and turn it into a feature-length film. Cicero, I will defer to you for this.
Yeah, man, this is so obvious. You can give me the point now, guys. Picture this: you're a down on your luck person, and you need to get a job. You see a listing on a bulletin board, and you get hired to be the nighttime security guard at this place where people say weird things happen, but you've been there before. It's fine. There's some weird looking things in there, but it's okay. At night, nothing could possibly go wrong at Freddy's Pizza Shop. You only have to work there 5 nights. 5 nights at Freddy's. What could go wrong?
All right. It's a good one. Very good. I thought about it, but I chose a different one. Picture this.
Okay.
You're a writer.
You are
a horror book writer.
Uh-oh.
Living in Washington.
Okay.
Bright
DC
Falls.
or the state?
Bright Falls, Washington, the state.
Oh, the state. Okay. You're in the Pac Northwest.
Yeah. And you are experiencing writer block. You and your wife decide to take a trip.
Yeah, of course.
Get on a ferry.
See new scenery. And
stay in a nice little cabin.
Right. Get inspiration. Absolutely.
On an island out in Bright Falls, Washington.
Yeah.
Nice romantic getaway where you can really clear your mind and then start writing.
Duh. Perfect. Sounds romantic.
It does. But all of a sudden, darkness starts looming in.
It gets dark. Yeah, sure.
You start having bad dreams. Start seeing things.
Oh, no.
Visions.
Uh-oh.
You're a renowned writer. Everyone in this town knows you. But the creepiness starts. Your wife gets pulled into the water. You don't know if it's real or fake. You follow the light through the darkness. Your name is Alan Wake. And this is a very narrative-driven action-adventure horror where you use the light of your little flashlight and a gun to take down enemies. Pierce through their darkness. The wind blows on their heads. I feel like this would do much better for an immersion level, the realism level of you're a writer. You know, you've got a job that lots of people have, writing books, going out on a nice romantic getaway, which movies like to do to kind of ease you into the horror element, and all hell breaks loose. I believe Alan Wake would destroy Five Nights at Freddy's in the box office, and also in the Rotten Tomato score of even the fans, loving that immersion level over the jump scares of Five Nights at Freddy's and the atmosphere. Sure, it's creepy. Sure, it's a little nitty gritty pizzeria, Chuck E. Cheese feeling. No. The darkness is everywhere. It can affect everyone and everywhere. You don't have to go somewhere special. The darkness is in everyone's lives. Good.
You just said you didn't have to go somewhere special. They went to Washington.
No,
they had to go to Bright Falls, Washington, in order to get to their jump scares. That's not only somewhere special, it's somewhere very, very specific. So I mean that's fine. That's fine. But and you know what? There definitely is a chance for a supernatural horror thriller called Alan Wake. But you're talking about it like an interactive action movie that's a horror film. All right, I mean, go for it. But I'm just talking, you know what? Straight up horror movie. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. There are very, very weird, anthropomorphic, animatronic animals that are there to help the kids and play with the kids and sing the songs with the kids. And at night, they're there to terrorize anyone who happens to be there. And you're not sure if that's actually what's happening or if it's just your imagination. And before you know it, you realize it's not your imagination. But how do you get out? How do you survive? You're stuck in that control room watching those cameras.
Yeah, totally.
And you see them move. And what do? That is terror. And that it leads to jump scares. That leads to screams in the movie theater. That leads to the trailers of the trailers where the camera it has night vision and it's showing the movie theater and the people are throwing popcorn in the air.
Paranormal camera.
That's what you need. Yeah. That's what you need. That's what's gonna sell people. That's what's gonna get fannies in the seats. In fact, that's what's gonna save the movie industry. Five Nights at Freddy's can save the entire movie industry.
Cicero, you better get your heat gloves on and your gas mask, because I'm about to bring you some fire.
Uh-oh.
Now, as much fun as it would be to sit in a security desk and watch cameras on a movie in a theater, to see the jump scares and know what's going to happen, know the creepy stuff's coming. There was a movie released in 2021, which I saw, called Willy's Wonderland. Joe Kelly Jelly actually told me about it, starring Nicolas Cage, and it does take place in a pizzeria, and there are animatronics. But that's not good enough for you. No, it's not. You need a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Well, you're in luck, sir, because Five Nights at Freddy was announced as a movie adaptation, and it starts filming in February of this year. Right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Well, there you go. There you go. They're listening to me, and
they start next month because I heard your podcast.
Right. Yes, and you know my buddy Matt Lillard is going to be in it. Shaggy himself. So yeah, it's gonna be great. So let's get it. Let's get it. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna get a feature length film. So that should be the next one. There you go.
Yeah, because it's totally already announced. But Alan Wake has not been announced, nor even discussed about a movie, other than fan fiction stuff, which means fans want it, right? Alan Wake, sure, it's action adventure, sure, it's you've got to go somewhere, as you say, but the fact of the darkness, where it can hit you anywhere, that is something that's very real. That is something that even in the game hits him outside of Bright Fallows. He didn't only get hit in that location. He gets hit all over the place with this darkness, with this looming evil following him around. The immersion level is there. The action is there to keep the scares impactful, to have those character-driven moments. Five Nights at Freddy's is a great pick. Sadly, it's already in the making. But I feel like the immersion level, and I know the immersion level, for Alan Wake would be much higher and much more tense when you have those character-building moments instead of just sitting in a security office with a bunch of buttons. I don't think that action would really hit with fans.
And I'll just say this. You talk immersion level, I will say that more people have been to a Chuck E. Cheese-like place and been left feeling unsettled by those anthropomorphic animatronic animals than have been to been a writer in some random small town in Pacific Northwest of Washington. So therefore, more people can relate to potentially being a security guard at Five Nights at Freddy's than...
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. More people have been to Chuck E. Cheese's than been in the dark. Oh, of course. Totally. All right, on to the next debate. This is your choice to go first or not. Which game announced for 2023? So it can be announced. Doesn't mean it's coming out, but which game announced for 2023 is a sleeper hit? Something that we're not really talking about, we're not really thinking about, but it will blow our minds upon release. Cicero?
I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Come on. Fine. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm going to go with Minecraft Legends.
Isn't Minecraft Legends already out?
No. It's we'll talk about it a little later in the developer direct, but it is not out.
Okay.
The trailer's out. I'm gonna watch about it.
All right.
Yeah. Minecraft Dungeons was something that was out.
Oh yeah, Minecraft
That's been
Dungeons.
out for a while.
Yes.
Minecraft Legends is something new that they're coming out with.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to think of a game that we're not talking about that is, a lot of games that, oh man, as I look through this list of games that have been announced,
there's a lot of them.
Right. I'm gonna go with Garbage Pail Kids, Mad Mike, and the Quest for Stale Gum on the NES. No, I'm not. But that is an actual game that is going to be released.
It was
on
an
actual on an actual console that hasn't been made in 30 years. So that's a thing.
That was an unreleased game that they found or something, and they're going to release.
Oh, really? And
yeah.
They're gonna. Huh? That's cool. You know what? Here's also an unreleased game from an IP from 30 years ago that I do think has a chance of being a sleeper hit, and that's RoboCop Rogue City.
All right. I'll go. I'll start off unless you want to continue.
No.
Okay. RoboCop. What a great movie. Classic R rating. Not for kids.
Yes. Paul Verhoeven at his best.
Definitely true. Minecraft Legends, right? This is a new take on Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we all needed. Something unique that changes the kind of formula of Minecraft in a way, but keeps the characters that we know and love.
Mm-hmm.
An IP that, I don't know if you know, but is one of the biggest IPs in the world. One of the biggest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever.
It's used in schools for teaching, even for teaching coding. It's used in
Nerds.
Yeah. It is a creative building tool, right? That kids love, even my own, love to play. Easy to pick up, easy to play. And it teaches you fundamentals of gaming, first person, shooting, mechanics without even knowing it. This is a new take on that. Something that is unique enough that allows players, just like Dungeons did, to try something new, but continue that story that they love. Okay. I believe that this is a sleeper hit because it changes it just enough that allows players to grow with the IP in a way that they didn't think was possible. The strategy element that they're adding is going to fundamentally change the gameplay, but increase the replayability for it. It's not just about building anymore. It's about protecting a story that you never really got with Minecraft. Sure, you got little tidbits of, kill the Ender Dragon, different things you could do throughout the gameplay of survival, but not a unique storyline, a narrative-driven story throughout, which I think is really going to grow that IP even further and to new heights.
All right. So just like Minecraft, RoboCop Rogue City is going to be taking something that people may have some familiarity with and presenting it in new ways, right? So we haven't had a true RoboCop game since the NES, and now we're getting one on current gen consoles that will give us some first person shooting elements, but also place us right back in the time of the movie, which ironically enough was set in the future, but I think is now our past.
Yeah.
So we get this like future tech that isn't, which is awesome to think about and always fun to play with, and on top of that, there will hopefully be elements that will allow you to be like a cop and not just action robot shoot criminal things. So I think there's so much we don't really know about this game, but I think that there's a lots of room for hope, and I think there's a possibility that it's going to be something so unexpected that people will be like, oh man, yeah, you definitely got to check out that RoboCop game. It's pretty dope.
This developer that you chose for Tyon, Teyon,
Yes,
they're very interesting with their picks of games that they make. The last big one that you might have heard about was Terminator Resistance.
Yes,
which flopped. It got a 50 on Metacritic.
Yes.
I feel like they're just playing Italian spaghetti and throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. They're grabbing these IPs from movies that we grew up with and trying to make it work. I'm not saying this, RoboCop's not going to be good. They might have learned from their mistakes, sure, but the reputation is there. The constant negative gameplay of different things they've released is there. We don't have high hopes for it, which means a lot of eyes won't be on it.
Exactly.
Which adds the sleeper.
Go ahead.
Yeah, which adds the sleeper element, which is probably what you were going to say. The problem is it looks very good. It looks high quality, very high quality. Looks like something that is next gen or current gen or delayed gen, whatever you want to call it. It looks great. The IP of RoboCop flopped with the movie, the new movie.
Right.
This IP is a great story if you're a fan, sure, but it doesn't hold that weight. I don't believe that the marketing will help with it. I don't believe that the gameplay will be solid. I don't believe that it'll stick around. I don't think that the eyes will be on it at all. Maybe for a week or so, but I won't hold that weight of a sleeper hit. I don't believe that it will keep the attention like Minecraft Legends will.
Okay, well, you basically just described a sleeper, right? So this is a game that will probably be largely ignored when it is released, and it will have to build up its reputation via word of mouth and its ability to impress and surprise people. And I think it's got, not only does the game have the space to do that, but the developer also has the opportunity and the space to do that, because the expectations are so very low, right? They're taking an IP that someone that's my age knows intimately, but most of the gamers don't. So again, here's a chance for them to take this IP, do something really interesting with it, and really reinvigorate that IP with the original actor playing the title role. Shout out to Peter Weller.
We got 2014 Rambo, the video game, scored a 30 top.
Right.
And then Terminator with a 50.
With a 50.
I don't like, it might gain some attention, sure, but it's not going to be a hit. It will not be a sleeper.
Maybe it's a 70. Maybe it's a 75.
And Minecraft Legends will be
maybe
easily
it's
a
90. Well, yeah, but everyone's expecting, like, so the key word here is sleeper, right?
Yeah.
You can't think a new Minecraft game is going to be released and nobody's paying attention to it. It's Minecraft, right? It's not a sleeper. It's not a thing that where people are like, oh, that little engine that could Mojang.
So in a way, you're fighting the fact that mine's not a sleeper, and I'm fighting the fight that yours is not a hit.
Oh, well, we don't know that it's not going to be a hit. I believe that it has the opportunity to be a hit. I think it definitely is something that people aren't expecting to be a hit, and that gives it the opportunity to be a sleeper hit.
I don't know.
Boom.
I just don't believe that it's going to hold that potential.
Yeah, well,
It looks great,
that's
but are they reaching too far? Are they?
well,
And are the
well,
fans really
third
going to
time's a
enjoy it
charm.
that much?
Third time's a charm.
They've had multiple third times. This is like 50th time. I just
All
listed a
right.
few, but Titan they've been around for a while. They've been making a lot of games.
Yeah.
Somehow continuing to make games.
There you go.
Grabbing these movie IPs, like I said, and trying to make them. So
All right.
that's it. That's our debate
Well,
section.
you guys get to decide.
Yeah, go ahead. Lead it up.
Oh no, I was just saying that you guys get to decide.
Yeah.
Who wins.
Exactly.
Now it's on to some news.
Yeah. On to the news. We both have watched it. We both have watched The Last of Us premiere. I've watched it twice. Cicero, you've watched it once?
I have.
We're going to be spoiler free here, but
yes.
Apparently, I believe it's valid, it is receiving near perfect scores on Rotten Tomatoes. Currently, it's at a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes, with a 9 from IGN and a 9.5 on IMDb. For just the premiere, first episode.
Right.
How do you like it so far? How do you spoiler free wise? You enjoy what you're watching?
Well, I mean, look, so it's hard to have spoiler-free conversations about a video game that's, I don't know.
I guess that's true.
Like, it's what? How old is this game now? 10 years old?
It's old.
Right? It's the only game that's been on more consoles than The Last of Us is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Skyrim, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, no, Skyrim's on multiple platforms, right?
That's
on more platforms.
It's on the
right, right. Skyrim's on my glasses. But what I've loved about the pilot episode is just how faithful to the beginning of the game that pilot is. It is so it is. If you've played the game, even if you're like some of us who have started the game and not necessarily finished it, you've hopefully played enough of the game that you'll make it through the pilot episode, kind of knowing what's going to happen. But in addition to just outside of just knowing what's going to happen, watching it actualized by great performances is a thing to behold, is a sight to behold, and it was great to be able to do that, and see Pedro Pascal without a helmet on yet again, showing people that this is the way. So it was so far so good. I keep hearing wait till episode 3 if you think it's good now.
Oh, wow.
By episode 3, it's going to be something. So far, pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on that Pedro Pascal comment. How would it feel to be on one of the leading shows on 2 different major platforms? With The Mandalorian, with the helmet, this is the way, nice little tie in there, and with Joel here on The Last of Us.
Right.
This broke the servers again, just like House of Dragons. There
Sure.
was lots of complaints at the premiere time, people not being able to connect and content not available. HBO Max has some issues when big things happen. This is pretty good. Pretty good. Cicero did not lie. This is phenomenal film in general. I know it's a TV show, but the cinematography elements of this show,
right?
You could see where it's a video game, kind of like where they could have tied it in the same cuts, the same scenes, angles. You could see that, but you're watching real action, real actors, real actresses play these roles flawlessly. Now, I was worried about Pedro. I was worried because he said, I'm not going to be like Joel from the game. Sure. Okay, do your own thing. He did something awesome. I don't know what he did, but it's awesome. He's enough of a Joel that you get it. This
Right.
show, cinematography-wise, doesn't start off sprinting like most shows do to try and draw your attention. There is 15, 20 minutes of kind of like a story woven opening, and then you get hit, and it doesn't stop after that. This is that slow incline, kind of like a roller coaster, and then you've got loopy
Yep,
loops
I
and
was
corkscrews.
just
afterward.
about to make that analogy. Yeah, just about to make that analogy. That's exactly what
I've watched it twice. I showed it to someone who has never played the game, doesn't know any of the characters, and they enjoyed it.
Right, nice.
And they're very wary about new stuff. So I was like, Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, okay, this is by the same makers of that, Naughty Dog. And that's how I introduced them, and they thought it was good. They liked it. But yeah, I can't wait. If you say episode 3, I don't know if you're getting insider intel from radio or something. But as long as it's not an 80s hit, we're okay.
Yes. There you go.
But yeah,
I won't wake you up before I go.
if you guys don't have HBO Max, you need to do a trial, or at least wait until the season ends and then binge watch it, because this is good TV. This is very good TV. It releases every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. That's what it said on there. I know folks wait. But yeah, that's The Last of Us Season 1. Great reviews across the board here at What's Fun from the Shenanimen themselves. On to the big news here. Xbox finally spoke out. They've got a developer direct happening later this month, January 25th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. This is going to be a developer direct, not a showcase. So they listed the games that they're going to be talking about: Elder Scrolls Online, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, and Redfall. And I'm sure Starfield will have its own thing in the near future. But they're going to be... There's no hosts with this. It's developers talking about the game with actual gameplay, getting deep into the gameplay and showing us what they have. They didn't really have a big appearance with the award ceremony a few weeks back, so this is kind of their big thing they wanted to do themselves. Cicero, you excited?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be different than what people expect, even though you just explained what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people that are disappointed that it's not more of a fan-facing event, even though it will be, it's going to be the developers kind of talking about what's great about their games, but it won't have the pop and the sizzle of the sizzle reels that we're used to in
E3 and showcases.
These kind of press events and showcases and everything else that you see. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm going to be happy to see that kind of stuff. I'm really excited. I'm probably most excited for Forza.
I was just going to ask, so I'm glad you're rolling into it.
Because not only do I really enjoy the cars, and everybody enjoys, and personally I love Horizon more than I love Forza Motorsports, even though like that's supposed to be the granddaddy one. But you're going around on tracks, you're doing different things with sports cars, and these cars are I may never even see one of the cars that are in Forza Motorsports, let alone drive them. But what I will be able to see is all of the technical improvements that they make. Like these are the technical showcase games where they really focus on rendering and like all of the all the whiz bang things that we talk about when it comes to the new consoles, the teraflops and the anti-aliasing and what's the new big thing is when you can see in the reflections and the
reflective surfaces, real-time reflective.
Right. Yeah. So like all of that stuff is now that's what you're going to be able to see now and the Forza Motorsports developer diary. So that's going to be great to see and like understand how powerful these consoles really are.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is one of my high ones there out of the four. Just to see how much they're pushing the boundaries, which they've stated they're doing tenfold of, with the tire damage, with the car damage, with reflections, with the real-time God rays, and real-time ray tracing, the environment changing track by track, race by race. It's going to be insane to see and actually hear the developers talk about it, to get down and dirty with everything and all of that. But another one I'm excited about is Redfall. The developers have already said that it's not Left 4 Dead, so don't think that. And that makes me like even more interested to know what's going on, to see something different and not, Back 4 Blood was great for a short time. It didn't really hit the same stride as Left 4 Dead did, and a lot of people feel that. So distancing yourself from that is probably a good idea. And are we going to actually get real vampires? Like real vampires in Massachusetts? Let's get it.
Yeah.
Gameplay looks great already from the showcase before, so yeah, seeing how everything works is going to be definitely beneficial.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be on Wednesday, not Thursday. I was wrong. Wednesday, January 25th.
January 25th, yeah.
12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and you can check that out over on the YouTube or the Twitch of Xbox or Bethesda. Yeah. That is our news section. Now we're doing something new here. Instead of the leaderboard, we're doing a draft.
Okay.
A draft. So this is the top games of 2023 unreleased total Metacritic scores. We each get 3 picks, and we go back and forth.
Okay.
And you're just going to pick a game, and when it releases, that will add to your total of the Metacritic score.
Oh, okay. So this is we're going to come back and we're going to check our work.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back.
Right, we're going to check our work. Okay.
Cicero,
all right,
you may go first.
All right.
I will give you the honor
of going first. I'm gonna go with Redfall. I mean, Starfield.
Starfield. All right. That was on my list. Unfortunately, since you chose that, I'm going to have to. I hope it comes out, because if not, this is a lost pick. And that's The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
Holds some weight. And Nintendo usually hits them pretty hard. So. Your second draft pick. Go ahead.
We're just going on. We're going Metacritic score. Yes.
Total Metacritic. Yep.
Right, but for the critics.
Yes, not for the players.
For the fans.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I am going Forza Motorsports.
All right.
8 or whatever it is. Yeah.
Forza.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's going to be near perfect. But that's going to win you a lot of points there. My second draft pick is going to be Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Ooh,
Psychonauts.
good one.
Yeah. I think that's going to definitely be up there. Multiplayer, right, or no?
Yeah, yes.
I think so.
Co-op?
I think I heard that, yeah.
Maybe.
If not, still fantastic.
Right.
And your final pick of the total Metacritic score for 2020.
All right, yeah, I got to go out on a limb. Go big or go home. Hogwarts Legacy.
Oof. I'm worried, man. You got a good stock here. Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah. For my third, totally spelled that wrong.
That's all right.
My third is going to. I'm going to defer to Diablo 4. Yeah, it was between that and Resident Evil 4 Remake. But Diablo 4, I think, is a good pick there. Maybe it'll make up some loose change. I'm just kidding. It'd be awesome. All right, so our gaming draft for this episode is top games of 2023 unreleased total Metacritic score. You guys can't pick this because it will be, as the games release, it will add to these scores, and hopefully
we will
I
come
win,
back
or hopefully not.
and check this work.
Cicero had Starfield, Forza Motorsport, and Hogwarts Legacy, and I had The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Diablo 4. That's it. That's our episode. Episode 102. Test your might. We did it.
Yes. All right.
Mission successful, Cicero.
And we'll do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Don't test us.
Yeah, because
but
we're
test
mighty.
your might. Yes.
If you guys are still here, make sure you hit that like button below on YouTube or the subscribe button up above, and leave a review. Like I said, it really helps us out, and we'll see you in about a week's time. As for the Duck himself and Cicero, this was Test Your Might, episode 102. You guys have a great week. Bye.
Peace.